Magic players, welcome to a Pioneer League. Today we're playing Rakdos Midrange. Nominally the best deck in the format, featuring nearly 20% of the meta on MTG Goldfish at the moment. What can I say? Much has been said about this deck. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is probably the best card in the format. Then you get to play Thoughtseize and Fatal Push, which are modern power level interaction spells. The printing of Shieldred the Apocalypse really cemented this deck. I don't think anyone quite knew how good that card would prove to be. But anyway, it has been the bogeyman of the format. It's the deck to beat. And today we're going to see if it still is the best deck. The advantage of Rakdos is that you can adapt it to whichever way the meta is swinging. Last video I talked about how I qualified for my first Pro Tour with Is It Phoenix? Well, when I played in my first Pro Tour, I played Rakdos Midrange. I thought I would go 0-8. Actually went 6-4 in Constructed. So let's see if I still have what it takes. Card choices. Abzan Greasefang has been on the rise. So I've gone back to including a main deck unlicensed Hearst. I've gone back to 3 Trespassers. I was main decking Liliana. I've now put these in the sideboard. There's a lot of combo decks in the format. We have Is It Creativity, Lotus Field. We have control decks. Liliana's strong against all of these kinds of decks because you need to limit their card quantity so that to prevent them from comboing. Aside from that, so the other thing, I've got 2 power word kills and 2 abrades. Mono green devotion seems to be nowhere to be seen. And with it, that was really the reason we played Dreadbore. Dreadbore is good at killing Khan, it's good at killing Kiora. But other than that, we don't really need the Dreadbore as much anymore. I'd much rather have a Braid against Gruul vehicles to be able to take out their Sky Sovereigns. I'd rather have a Braid against Greasefang to take out, well, I suppose they're Greasefangs, but also their vehicles. Even in the mirror, sometimes a Braid can be stronger because you can take out their Bank Busters. The other thing is 2 main deck duress. So if you look at the top decks on MTG Goldfish at the moment, I think you would be hard pressed to find a deck that duress isn't good against. It's obviously not good in the mirror, but other than that, it's good against Gruul vehicles, it's good against mono green, it's good against Is It Creativity, it's good against Greasefang, it's good against control. What is it not good against? So we're going to play 2 duress main deck here and see where that takes us. Alright, let's jump into the games. Welcome to round number 1. We're on the draw, and I'm going to keep. I've got 2 lands in Blackcleave Cliffs and the Urborg, and I've got a Thoughtseize, a Duress, Fable. This is as good as it gets, I think. Tapped Temple Gardens. So I was talking a lot about Greasefang before. I would imagine this is a Greasefang player. So I'll lead on Cliffs. I'll play a Duress. I want to get rid of the Duress first because I don't really want to hit a Parhelion if I keep it. Okay, there's the Parhelion. I do want to hit this Grizzly Salvage. Without Grizzly Salvage, it's much harder for them to go off. Next turn, I'm probably going to play the Blood Tithe Harvester. Unlicensed Hearst. See, this is why we main deck Unlicensed Hearst. Such a good card in this matchup. And they don't have... We know they don't have a Witherbloom command, so I think... So now we have some choices, because we can either go Urborg, Blood Tithe Harvester, next turn, sack the Bloods, ditch the Croxer, and Thoughtseize them, or we can just get out the Unlicensed Hearst now. I think I'm going to just run out the Unlicensed Hearst. Why not? If they had a Witherbloom command, I probably wouldn't have played that. But he found another Grizzly Salvage. That's okay because I've played the Unlicensed Hearst. So Binning Can't Stay Away and Greasefang. So the Unlicensed Hearse will protect us from a top deck Greasefang. Likewise, I'll be able to nab away the Can't Stay Away and maybe the vehicle in his end step. Let's see what he does. Liliana of the Veil. Very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. So, ticks up. I'll ditch the Croxer. He ditches Parhelion. And of course, I think I'll just go ahead and exile his 2 vehicles right now. If I do lose the Unlicensed Hearse, I really want to have gotten rid of those vehicles. So, now here, so I really have to Thoughtseize him, because if he hardcasts Chariot, I could be in trouble. So I'm going to Thoughtseize. There goes that Chariot. Okay. Stuck on 2 lands. This could be a problem. Okay, Thoughtseizes me. He's going to have to take the Blood Tithe, because otherwise I can attack the Unlicensed Hearse, yeah, as he does. I'll discard the Shieldred. I can't cast it, so I don't think that's going to be too good for me. I'm going to exile Chariot and Can't Stay Away. So he's back to no vehicles in the graveyard. And I've got this Unlicensed Hearse. Bone Crusher Giant. Well, that's not going to do it. I will probably discard a Fable and then stomp the Liliana, is what I'll do next. I have to hope that he just keeps drawing lands, to be honest. I think he's found a vehicle, though, because he's willingly discarding it. So there goes Parhelion. I'll just keep eating away his graveyard. Unlicensed Hearse, such an incredible card against Greasefang when they can't kill it. Okay, land, come on. Yes! Okay. Found a land. So now I can... Percy is only crew 2, and his graveyard is done for, so I've run out Fable. And that's the other thing about Unlicensed Hearse, is Greasefang players have been playing Liliana, and not only does Liliana attack the graveyard, but Liliana is really weak to vehicles. So Liliana's to the graveyard. Opponent has no resources, and they concede. Right, onto the sideboarding. Alright, sideboarding. So I think we're going to... We need to cut Croxer. Bone Crusher Giant is okay. It doesn't kill Greasefang. It only really interacts with their Rafine's Informants. So we'll ditch 2 of those. We don't really need this Bank Buster. So that's 4 cards. I want to bring in Hearse. I want to bring in this Rending Volley. I think 3 Duress is actually too many, so I'll leave that behind. Again, like I said, you don't want to be Duressing a Parhelion, for instance. So that's 4 for 4. I kind of like Hidetsugu Consumes All. The thing about Hidetsugu Consumes All is that it clears out Cats tokens when they're playing their mid-range game plan. It can also clear out those Angels. But the second mode exiles, well, it hoses their entire graveyard. So there's that. Do we need 3 Shieldred? I mean, Shieldred is our win condition, but it costs 4 mana. Tapping out for 4 mana against this deck is not always advisable. So I might cut the 3rd Greasefang and then bring in that Hidetsugu. So I think we'll do that. And then what's our curve like? So we've got 2 go blanks, Rending Volley. So 4 more ways to interact with the graveyard. Another way to kill a Greasefang. These cards let me grind as well, because Go Blank is card advantage. Alright, submit deck. Okay, game 2. We have 3 lands. We've got an Abrade, 2 Fables, and a Blood Tithe. I think this is a keep. So Thoughtseize turn 1. I wish I had my own Thoughtseize, obviously, but sometimes in Magic you can't have everything, unsurprisingly. Okay. Maybe I can draw a Thoughtseize. Unlicensed Hearse. Oh, just after they Thoughtseized as well. Right, I'm going to run out the Hive. Let's see what they do. They could have kept with the Bloom command post board. It's only really good against the Hearse. So, not too sure. They haven't... That's probably a Grizzly Salvage. So now I will run out this Hearse. That resolves. Okay. Abrupt Decay. Alright. We'll exile your Thoughtseize. So we lose the Hearse. Not ideal. Greasefang. So now I mean, the reality is we don't have a way to kill the Greasefang, so we have 2 choices. We can either play Blood Tithe Harvester, hope they don't put a vehicle to the graveyard because we have 1 mana up, but I don't think that's going to really work. So I think I'm going to have to run out this Fable. You know, there's probably an argument actually to the 3rd Duress. If I had a Duress turn 1 and I was able to Duress away the Abrupt Decay, it would have protected the Unlicensed Hearse. Okay, don't hit a vehicle. Opponent didn't hit a vehicle. We're in good shape. So now we can ditch 2 cards. We get to draw 3 cards total, and well, we might be able to find a way to remove this Greasefang. Opponent attacks. Take 4. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, well, that's a good one, but still need a removal spell for this Greasefang. I'm going to ditch at least 1 land. Maybe I ditch the Blood Tithe, but then, you know, in 2 turns' time, when Fables flips, this Blood Tithe is actually going to be pretty useful. The Blood Tithe also lets me look for another card. I don't know if we need this other Fable, though. But again, that helps us dig for cards. They didn't have like a Rafine's Informant and a Parhelion. Obviously, they would have done that on their turn. So maybe they're running out of ways to bin cards in the graveyard. Oh, this is so difficult. I think I'm going to ditch the Fable. Fatal Push, perfect. So now I can attack. So Fatal Push gets Revolt with the treasure token. So now I can go Greasefang, Exile, Can't Stay Away. Or sorry, I can face push Greasefang, Graveyard Trespasser, Exile Can't Stay Away, or Exile Greasefang. I mean, they're both good choices. I think I'm going to play the Swamp untapped. I will obviously Fatal Push this. Hold up some mana. That represents a Rending Volley. Doesn't have any creatures in the graveyard, so you can't flashback. Can't stay away yet. But I think I just have to get rid of it though. So I send that to the exile. Oh, that might not have been the right choice actually, because if he had another Can't Stay Away, say he bins a vehicle here, which he does. If he has another Can't Stay Away, I'm actually in trouble. So that was probably a mistake, to be honest. A scoop. Never punished. Alright, welcome back for round number 2. We are on the play. We have a really awkward hand. So we have two Haunted Ridge, so they're both going to come in taps. We have everything else basically. Wise men have told me that you can't keep hands like this. To be honest, we're stuck on 2 lands. This deck really suffers if you can't get to 3 lands, and it's not even coming in untapped. So I think I'm going to mulligan. And here we have a better hand. So I'm going to keep this one. We've got 2 lands. We have an untapped play turn 2. We have Fatal Push and a Braid. Problem is that any of our choices could be bad choices, because we don't know what we're playing against. I'm going to send back the Shieldred though. Is that right? So my thinking with Shieldred is that it's 4 mana. We may not be able to cast a 4 mana spell, but then again, we're going to need another land at some point, and if we do, we get to play Fable, and then the Shaman token gets to make a treasure. So, do we really need Fatal Push and a Braid? Is the real question, and maybe not. I'm going to ditch the Abrade. If we are against another Greasefang opponent, we will be punished. But let's see what they've got. Dark Slick Shores. Well, into Thieves Guild Enforcer. Whenever Thieves Guild Enforcer, another rogue enters the battlefield and you control, each opponent mills 2 cards. As long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, it gets +2/+1. Against some kind of blue-black deck, I don't really know they have. I found the 3rd land, which is good. I was going to say we're against Dimir Control, but I don't know if we are. So I'm just going to run out to this Bloodtithe Harvester. Either way, we're in good shape. We have the 3rd land, which means we can run out Fable next turn. Opponent took a bit of time to think there. Opponent goes to combat. So notably, it does get Death Touch when they get up to a higher land count. Now here, I mean, I could just kill it with the Bloodtithe Harvester. I can also, I'm just going to attack. Play the Haunted Ridge, play the Fable. Let's get this game moving. Okay, opponent plays Drown in the Lock. That's going to kill Bloodtithe. That's okay. Now we can resolve this Fable. Get a 2/2 Shaman. So that's going to ramp me. So next turn I can push and Graveyard Trespass, depending on what they do. Soaring Thought Thief. I have played this deck, but it was a very long time ago. So I guess they really want to get up to those 8 cards. Currently up to 7. So I may even want to exile cards from my own graveyard this game with the Graveyard Trespasser. I think I'm heavily incentivized to kill at least one of them this turn. The thing is that we need all these cards. So I think I'm going to ditch none. I'm going to go Graveyard Trespasser. And I'm going to start exiling my own graveyard to get this card count down. So it's whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack. So he attacks with both. I will mill 2, go to 8. That puts that up to a 3/2 Death Touch, and that has flying. So don't think I'll be blocking this turn. That's okay. Next turn I can Fatal Push. Graveyard Trespasser can continue to exile cards away from my graveyard. And then I still have the Shieldred. Then it goes to combat. I'm going to attack with both. That triggers the Thought Thief. Go to 8, as I said. That's now a 4/2. So that's a big card. Rogues you control get +1. So it is a team-wide anthem for him. Flip. Reckon a Bankbuster. Okay, well, I think I do need to kill at least one of those, so I don't think I'll play the Shieldred just yet. I can use the Graveyard Glutton to continue to get this graveyard down. Opponent thinking. They might flash in a Thought Thief. Sorry, a Thieves Guild Enforcer. Doesn't have it. If they do, I have the Fatal Push, so... I don't want him to keep getting more cards in the graveyard, so I'm going to Fatal Push the Thought Thief now. God, that's hard to say. Okay, plays Negate, alright. And then play the Bankbuster. Pass the turn. That puts me back to day, because I cast 2 spells. It's unfortunate, but fine. This time I'll probably block the Thieves Guild Enforcer with the Fable. It's generated a good enough amount of card advantage now, so... And that's the thing with Fable, of why it's so good. So at 8... what does it eat? At 8... Drown in the Lock. It's going to block... Okay, well you can't attack because it would block. And I ditched the land with it too, so it's almost a 3-for-1, really. If you think about it. Okay, Graveyard Glutton flips again. So now I can Thought Seize and see what he has. And then I'm probably going to copy Fatal Push. Right. Well, now I'm going to copy this. So I can exile more cards from my own graveyard. In fact, I'm going to exile 6 cards from my graveyard this turn. So it won't have Death Touch. He can animate the Hive if I attack with the other ones. Maybe I don't attack with both. So how many would... So I would exile 4, so I'd go to 4 cards in grave. But then he is... Yeah, I kind of... Oh no, it would be a 3/2, of course. Right, I can attack both. Of course. Shrink that graveyard. So that will stop the Enforcer from having Death Touch. If I've read that correctly. He could double block the Glutton with the Hive and the Enforcer, but I think I'm fine with that. That's a good 2-for-1 at that point. I'm going to start drawing cards with Bankbuster. Next turn I'll slam Shieldred, which is in really good shape. And his last card. Opponent taking a little while to think there. Okay. So he's going to block there. I think he's forgotten his card doesn't have Death Touch anymore. So it's a shame for him. That was part of our plan though. Opponent scoops. Right. Okay, sideboarding. I don't really know what they could have, to be honest. This is a brew. So let's just go through our cards. So playing rogues, they have creatures. They do have 1-drops, and Hidetsugu can hose my own graveyard, so that seems quite reasonable. I don't mind either of the vehicles, if I'm being honest. But do I want more, though? What's actually bad? Well, I don't... Maybe these 2 duress are going to be misses a fair amount of the time, so I might have to get rid of those. Ritual of Soot could be a big hit if they go wide. They did have a main deck... Well, they're playing Drown in the Locks, so I think I remember seeing a main deck negate, but I think maybe I'll just make 2 changes like that. So if they go wide, I can clear their board. Hidetsugu clears out the 1-drop rogues that may be there, and can exile my own graveyard. So, okay, we're on the draw, and this is a mulligan again. This one's a keep. I'm going to throw back probably the Blight Step. I will need basic Swamp in case I find Castle Lockwayne. So, Ruin Crab. Okay. Well, I was definitely correct to bring in Hidetsugu. Not that I have it here. I'm just going to straight up Fatal Push this, I think. Let's get it off the table. Otherwise, it's just going to mill me every single turn. So, Thoughtseize. Now, will he take the unlicensed hearse or the... Okay, it will be the hearse. Alright. Another Thoughtseize. Alright. Well, I guess we're playing with all lands now. Finding the Braid. Rakdos operates really well when it has no cards. It is like the former Jund of Modern. If you're newer to the game, Jund would play this game of trading resources 1 for 1 until both players had no cards left, and then it would win with powerful one-offs like Tarmogoyf. Rakdos Midrange is the same principle because we trade all our cards off and then we play Shieldred, and then Shieldred just ends the game so quickly and then punishes you for trying to find answers. Flashes in Brazen Borrower. I think I'm just going to kill that straight away. Could have another counterspell, so I'd like to remove that while he's tapped out. Now, I want to keep my life total high because the longer the game goes on for, I think the more likely we are to win. Okay, we found the Bone Crusher Giant. I'm going to play that mountain. He did see the mountain earlier. Sorry, not the mountain, the swamp. I'm going to play the swamp because he saw the swamp earlier. You all knew what I meant though. So I'll just hold up this stomp until he plays a creature, I think. Okay, opponent thought for quite some time. They plays a tapped Watergrave. Now I have some choice. I can run out the stomp on his face and then play and cast the Bone Crusher. I did say before I might keep it until they play a creature, but I do wonder if I just need to get the pressure on. Okay, he was F6'd, as they say. So I think I'll play this mountain. He could have make disappear, which is why I've played the land. Okay. Opponent scoops. Okay, that's 2-0. Alright, welcome back for round number 3. We're currently 2-0. We're doing quite well. We have 2 lands, a Blood Tithe, Bone Crusher. This is a keep. We're going to be on the play. Might have just said that, but I don't really remember. I think we're going to need to be playing this Blood Tithe Harvester turn 2, so I'm going to lead on a tapped Haunted Ridge. So turn 2 we can go Blood Tithe Harvester, and turn 3 we can potentially sacrifice the blood to find a 3rd land and then duress. So he plays a Spikefield Cave. This could be either, is it Phoenix or is it Creativity? I'm going to play the Blood Tithe Harvester. So, ooh, that is the wrong mana. So, turn 3 duress will be quite good timing because if it's Phoenix, I can nab a piece of the puzzle before he gets to cast it. If it's Creativity, I can nab Fable of the Mirror Breaker before he gets to cast it. So, let's attack. I did find the 3rd land naturally, which is nice. Opponent thinking about whether he wants to play Fiery Impulse. I'm going to play this untapped. If this is it Creativity, he may have a Make Disappear. So that would get around that. Equally, if it's Phoenix, he could have a Spell Pierce. Does choose to Fiery Impulse post-combat. This is where we see Make Disappear. Okay, well, I told you, chat. I told you. Alright, so now he's got Big Score and he's got Fable. That's difficult because... well, this is the deck. Is it creativity? I think I am going to need to nab this Fable. Next turn... oh, this is so difficult though. So I need to... Actually, you know what? If I leave him with Fable, I can stump it. And then I can resolve Shieldred if I find another land. Otherwise, I'll resolve the Bone Crusher. Big Score lets him combo down the track. Might actually take the Big Score. Alright, we're taking the Big Score. Let's hope it pays off. Okay. Well, I'm feeling clever, but I may still lose this game. This is... I think game 1, I think creativity is favoured. I think games 2 and 3, I think Rakdos has the advantage. Because you get to take out the dead cards. Okay, so he's actually not casting the Fable. He's going to hold up that Make Disappear. Let's stomp his face and see what he does. So I'm trying to bait out the Make Disappear here. Okay, he's not going to cast it. And then find Fatal Push. So I'm just going to run out the Bone Crusher, I think. I think he's actually looking to play Valakut Awakening, but if he Make Disappears a Bone Crusher, I'm fine with that. So we did take that Big Score. He still hasn't resolved the Fable. So what's he got now? He does resolve Fable. Gets the Shaman token. Plays the Valakut as a land. So we happen to know he still has Stormcarved Coast. He still has Sukenzen. Has one unknown. Okay, land. It's a tapped land. No. Okay. Well, in that case, I do still want to stomp the Goblin. I'm going to play a tapped Blackcleave Cliffs, and I'm going to say go. Oh, if only that land was untapped. So I do play 4 Blackcleave Cliffs. That's going to happen with my list more than it will happen with some other lists. I like Blackcleave Cliffs because when you're playing decks like Gruul Vehicles, you still want to Thought Seize them, and you definitely want to Fatal Push them, but you don't want to be taking life loss that early in the game. The first 3 turns are the most important turns for Rakdos, so that's the way I feel anyway. Some other pros disagree. They play 2 or 3 Blackcleave, but that's for you to make an informed choice about, I guess. Plays Impulse. Plays Otawara, so we don't know any of his hands now. He's got 3 mana available. Graveyard Trespasser. So now, do I just want to run out the Fable? He only has 1 target. Indomitable Creativity. Won't be enough. I think I'm going to run out the Shieldred. If he has a counter, he has a counter. And that's the way it's going to be. Okay, he does have another Make Disappear. That's fine. If he didn't have a counter, we would have been in a really good position to be winning the game from that. So that's why I made that play. Fable flips. There is an argument to saying that maybe I should have Fatal Pushed the Goblin Shaman earlier. Because then, well, I found the land anyway, but I was going to say I really want to double spell this turn. I'm going to get to double spell anyway. I think I'm going to start by... So... Yeah, I'm going to abrade the reflection. Now, the thing is, I might have played my land a bit too soon, because maybe I could have discarded it, the blood token. But the thing is that Goblin Shaman will create a treasure. And that means he can cast Indomitable Creativity, which is hardly ideal. So maybe I just have to fatal push it. I think I'm just fatal pushing it now. I think I would have liked to have kept that land in hand, and then I could have discarded the blood token here, but hindsight is 2020. He ditches one card, plays a land. Okay, well I found a fatal push. That's fine. I'm going to play. Oh man, so I can play Bone Crusher that has the bigger clock. It's easier to kill, of course. But if I hold up the blood token and the fatal push with the card in hand, that means I can whiff a creativity. It also means I can take out the reflection in a pinch if I have to. So I'm going to play the Bone Crusher. See what he does. Hopefully he can't remove it. He's at 13 life, so really need to get this game done. Okay, so Kenzen. Well, if he's got creativity, I lose. That's the simple fact of the matter now. He could go creativity X is 3 exactly, which means he gets a combo regardless. So maybe he'll do X is 2 though. Okay, he does do X is 2, so that means I can fatal push one of them. And then ideally he's going to get the Xenagos instead of the World Spine Worm. Gets the World Spine Worm. Croxer. So now I can go Croxer, make him discard his last card, play Shieldred, exile a creature, put him to 12. The thing is that World Spine Worm isn't legendary, which means he can copy it with a reflection, so that's actually not an option. I think I'm using the blood. Finds Duress. Duress won't help me, so I'm just going to escape Croxer. And I think at this point, I'm just hoping that he forgets you can copy World Spine Worm. Oh, did he have the Xenagos in hand? He had the Xenagos in hand! Okay. Well, opponents didn't forget. 30 minus 9. I'm just dead. I'm just dead. They have trample, so... Alright, let's go to game 2. Alright, against creativity, we don't need unlicensed hearths. We don't really need these trespassers, although they are difficult for him to kill. A Brave can hit an artifact in a pinch. Power Word Kill can do much of the same. I quite like the Lilianas, limiting his card quality. I like the Duress. I think I like the Hidetsugu Consumes All. If he has a bunch of treasures lying around, I can clear those out in a pinch. I like Bankbuster. Do I like Colligan's commands? Maybe. Do I like Go Blanks? Maybe. So we don't need fatal pushes. Let's ditch the fatal pushes. I think I need to keep power word kills and abrades. We do need some ways to kill creatures. They may have. They'd like to sideboard in. What is that horror called? There's a 7 mana horror. Anyway, it has flash. It's a 7/8. They like to board it in. Power word kill can kill it. I think we need our bone crushers for shaman tokens. So that's probably too many 3-drops. I think we'll leave the go blanks behind. Colligan's commands can interact, so we'll bring those in. How many 3-drops does that put us at? That's 13 3-drops. No, 14 actually, but I guess Bone Crusher is 2 as well. Ditch those. I think that looks about right. Submit. So we have 3 duress this time. Okay, so this is a good hand. We have Fable, we have duress, we have a stomp. Not that he'll be playing a creature turn 2, but all the same. I think I will just duress now. I could find a Blood Tithe Harvester that I'll want to play. 2 Shark Typhoons, Fire Prophecy, and a Fiery Impulse. Well, Stomp is going to be useful against those Shark Typhoons. Fire Prophecy lets him put World Spine Worm back into the deck, and I don't want him to do that, so I'm going to take the Fire Prophecy. Doesn't have a counter spell. Spire Bluff Connect. Cross that off. Liliana, that's quite good. So I'm going to play the Mountain. I'm going to say go. I'm not going to stomp him in end step. I want to hold up Stomp for when he cycles a Shark Typhoon and makes a Shark. So pass back. Then find a Swamp. I'm going to play Haunted Ridge. Now, do we play Fable or Liliana? In this situation, we know he doesn't have a counter spell. Liliana, he would ditch the World Spine Worm, and that would go back to his deck, so that's not ideal. So I'm going to play Fable. Fable is kind of like a Planeswalker in many ways, so it generates advantage the longer it's on the battlefield. He will Fiery Impulse the Shaman, but that's fine. Plays a Musavolt. Very interesting. Find Bankbuster. Well, frankly, all of these cards are really good. So that's going to make things difficult. I actually don't know if we need this Liliana anymore, so I'm going to ditch Liliana, even though, because I don't want to ditch that World Spine Worm back, but he's also got this Musavolt now as well. So I'll send that back. Do I ditch the Swamp? I think we're going to need it, so I'm just going to ditch the Liliana. Find Duress. Duress is a great draw. So now I can Duress and go Fable number 2. he's drawn another Fire Prophecy. I will take that out, I think. Yeah, I'm going to ditch the Fire Prophecy. Slam this other Fable. I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon. Make a 1/1 Shark. So we're in reasonable shape. He can't combo. Unless he can find a way to send that World Spine Worm back to the... Oh my god. Fire Prophecy number 3. Are you kidding me? Right. Well, that will do it. So here we get to use our Fable again. So I'm going to ditch Blood Crypt. I don't think we need that. Find Colligan's command. Okay. I think I'm going to main phase stomp this shark because if he... I just don't want him to have tokens on the battlefield that he can hit with creativity. A Bank Buster, he might have as an impulse. Okay, so we know he's got a Shark Typhoon. That's actually it. That's the only card we know now. So he has no tokens on the battlefield. I have this Colligan's command, so that's going to be pretty good as the turns go forward. Another Fiery Impulse. He's going to cycle the Shark Typhoon. He's thinking about it. Yeah, he's cycling the Shark Typhoon. He's probably digging for another land then, maybe. So, he might play a land here. He does. Blood Tithe Harvester. So, now I can hold up Colligan's command, and if he animates Mutavault, I can kill the shark and the Mutavault. So, and then if he doesn't do that, I can just draw cards. Bank Buster. So I'm going to take that line. Probably going to need to find some more lands because I do still have this Bone Crusher in exile. Goes to combat straight away. Taps. His Fable. Draw a card. Castle Lockwain. It's reasonable. Play the castle. So now I can play Blood Tithe Harvester. The thing is I want to draw a card and Colligan's command again, so I'm going to leave that, I think. Then he gets to make... no, but then he gets to start making treasure tokens, doesn't it? Difficult decisions. No, I will... I'm going to hold back. I'm going to hold back. One more turn. So he's going to do discard cards. I'm probably, if he goes to combat, I think I'm going to do 2 damage to the Shaman token, and I'm going to make him discard a card. So let's see what he does. Discards Shivan Reef. So, right, now we're going to cast this. Discard a card. Blow that up. It does have to discard the card. Doesn't have a counter spell, that is. Could have gone make disappear sack shark token. Chooses not to. Comes at me for 1. I'm going to draw another card. I'm hoping to find a Duress or a Thoughtseize, to be honest. Find Croxer. Croxer's reasonable here. Thoughtseize, perfect. So now I can take away both his cards, actually. So I can... well, really, I can just play everything, to be honest. So I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize. 2 creativities. Okay, well, those are both going to have to go to the graveyard. Those are the perfect draws, to be honest. So now play that. Okay, Blood Tithe. Opponent concedes. I would have copied the Blood Tithe and then killed the shark. So, okay, well, that worked out pretty well. So I'm going to run it back. Okay, game number 3. We have Duress, we have Thoughtseas, we have 3 lands. Couldn't ask for much more. Have a Shieldred for when things start going well. So now I'm going to lead on Blackcleave Cliffs, and I'm going to Duress. There's no argument for maybe doing this turn 2, but oh, he doesn't have blue mana. Chat, he doesn't have blue mana. Okay, well, that's very important. I'm going to take the Fable, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take the Fable. Fable is the way you can piece this sort of makeshift hands together. So, plays Mutavault. I'm going to play Swamp, and I'm going to Thoughtseize him. So let's see what he's got now. So he's got another red land. He's got that Fire Prophecy. The Fire Prophecy can help him dig, and he'll be able to kill my Bone Crusher, which I'm probably just going to slam Bone Crusher into Shieldred. So I think I'm going to take out Fire Prophecy. So he's got Shark Typhoon, Spell Pierce, Indomitable Creativity, and Spikefield Hazard. So this isn't looking good for him. I'm going to turn off Auto Yield so that when he he just slams it back. Let's go Haunted Ridge. Cast Bone Crusher. And it does nothing. Of course, one more land and a big score, and that could change everything, but oh, he doesn't have the 4th land. Doesn't have the 4th land. Okay. Let's go in with this Bone Crusher. To be honest, my hand isn't terribly good either. I've drawn 2 more lands, but he doesn't have that Fire Prophecy. He doesn't have blue mana. He can't counter it, and he scoops. 3-0. 3-0. Okay. Right, we have 2 black lands, 2 colourless vehicles that don't care that we don't have red mana, and then we have Duress and Thoughtseize. So I think this is going to be a keep. Opponent has a Gigantha, so I think they're going to be Rakdos Sacrifice. But they could also be... What could they also be? They could be Omnath. They could be the Omnath Bring to Light deck. So there's always that too. Fortunately, as I said before, we're on the play, so let's take a peek with mulligans as well. Audacity. Oh, they're playing auras. Okay, well I will take the Audacity. They have a Light Pause. Us is going to be pretty awful this game, to be frank. Okay, well we found Blackcleave Cliffs, so now I do want to play the Blood Tithe, because then we're going to kill the Light Pause and then Thoughtseize the other one and play Bankbuster. So Blackcleave Cliffs is a very good draw there. Doesn't play a creature, okay. So now we can go Thoughtseize Bankbuster, or we can go Fable. Fable will help dig us towards a removal spell, but they could get the aura that gives it hexproof. I could also take away any aura he has and make him top deck, so I might go for a Thoughtseize. Okay, well, he decided not to play any, so take a Light Pause. probably shrink this. He's got, yes, he's got the 3 lands, one of them being Beseiju and the light port. So that's a good point. He also has the Beseiju, so he might try and Beseiju the Fable. Or if I play Bankbuster here, he might try and Beseiju that too, which is interesting. Actually, Unlicensed Hearse has some utility against the deck. Thinking about it, but he might just try and Beseiju something. So I might run this out and try and bait the Beseiju, see if he does something. He doesn't. Plays the Pathway. Okay, adds Gigantha to hand. I'm going to sell 2 cards from his graveyard. Do I find Swamp? Now, I probably do want to play Bankbuster and draw a card. Maybe. Oh, maybe I should run out the Fable. This is the problem. You never really know what you're meant to do. If I played Fable, I can animate Hearse, attack for 5, drop into 12. And then I can keep the land in hand. Maybe that's the best option. Yeah, this is the best option. Maybe playing the Hearse was a little too loose, maybe. But then if I played Bankbuster and he Beseigu'd it, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to base it out. He chose not to do it. I guess it would have ramped me. Plays Light Pause. He probably found an aura. He did find an aura. So let's see what he's going to search out. He can search out 1 CMC. Yeah, so enchanted creature has hexproof and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. It becomes a 4/4. So let's see what I can find. Still has the Beseiju, Gigantha, 1 card unknown. Will ditch 2 lands, I think. So found Blood-Scythe Harvester. So I can attack with I could attack with the Shaman and the Blood-Tithe. He'd block Blood-Tithe. Go to 10. I would get to keep the Shaman. And then I could play Blood-Tithe and Bankbuster. Alternatively, I can play Blood-Tithe now, crew the Hearse, attack with everything, play Bankbuster. Maybe that's the best option. Start dropping his life total. Yeah, I think that's the best option. Let's just start. And he is most incentivized to block this Shaman token, I have to say, because I'm going to keep making treasures. So see what he blocks. Yeah, there we go. So down to 7. Let's play this Bankbuster. Let's hope he doesn't have another aura, to be honest. I think he will. But I really want him to go land Gigantha here. And if he goes land Gigantha, then I can Power Word kill him. Nope, he has another aura. So it gets +1/+1. Gets to search out something. Sentinel's Eyes goes up to an 8/8. Aced Hexproof Vigilance. Go to 10. Still has that Beseiju available. So Fable flips. Oh, he's going to Presage you that now. Is okay. I'm going to get a mountain. I do have this Urborg. So I drew a land. So now probably have to. So if I attack with Hive, that has Menace. So he'd go to 3. I could leave open 8 power worth of blockers. I think I'm playing that anyway. I can't swing it in with enough power to win the game this turn. So yeah, I'm gonna attack with the Hive, I think. He scoops. He scoops. Oh, we did it, chat. I think that was a premature scoop, but anyway. Okay, we're going to need sweepers because things get hexproof and we can't kill them. So, Hidetsugu Consumes All is going to be good as well. It can clear out that Glade Cover Scout. Liliana's. Now, they can use the Cartouche and get a 1/1, which can block. Well, it can, I guess, use the sacrifice effect, but that's okay. It's still going to be good. I think, and then we don't need the hearse. Trespass is a funny one. I don't think we really want it here. Their creatures will outgrow us, but they do have the there's the black escape aura. So how many is that? That's 4. We need to take some more cards out, to be honest. I don't know how good Croxer is against them, to be honest. They just simply won't be grinding me out. They're aiming to win in about 3 or 4 turns, so I think Croxer's too slow. I think Bankbuster's probably too slow as well. So that means we need to take out 2 cards. We need all our removal for SRAM and Light Pause. So that's all going to have to stay. How we're bringing in. So we have 2 cards to cut. We probably don't need 3 Shieldreds, to be honest. It is the way we win, but all the same, we just don't need 3 Shieldreds. What can I say? And then we need to cut 1 more card, which is tough because frankly they're all good. So what is the worst card in the deck? I don't know. It might be a. Bone Crush is so good against them though. Well, we have 20 seconds to decide. Could it be another Shieldred? It's going to ditch another Shieldred. And then we're just playing all removal, which is the game plan we want to have. So we're going to kill their Light Paws. We're going to kill their SRAMs. We're going to discard their auras. We're going to make them sacrifice creatures, or we're going to sweep their battlefield. And we only really need 1 creature to run away with the game. So, okay, we're on the draw. We've got Push, 2 Duress, and Liliana. So, let's see what he does. Does he have a turn 1 Glade Cover Scout? He does. Lead on Blackleaf Cliffs. I'll Duress him. Ethereal Armor and Kaya's Ghost Form. So, when enchanted opponent dies or is put in exile, return that to battlefield under your control. It's quite good. I'm going to take the Kaya's Ghost Form. So now he doesn't have another target for the duress. I'm hoping he just plays Light Paws, but if he just plays Light... Oh, he doesn't play Light Paws. Okay, that's fine. And Audacity. Okie dokie. So I'm dying quite rapidly. We still know his full hand. He has Mana Confluence and he has Light Paws, so I don't need to cast this duress here. I'm going to hold up Fatal Push. I'm going to play the tapped Blood Crypt because I'd rather just sort of get it onto the battlefield. Opponent may choose not to play the Light Paws here. That would be fine. Yeah, so he'll get to draw a card when I make him sacrifice a creature, which is unfortunate, but I guess that's why the deck is resilient. Let's see what he does. He plays a tapped Temple Garden, plays Light Paws. Okay, so now we'll Fatal Push the Light Paws. And then we'll make him sacrifice creature. And this really shows why I think you have to play Liliana in some number now. How else would we have really beaten a Glade Cover Scout? But it's also a card that can be good against combo decks too. So, okay, so adds Gigantha to hand. I think I'm going to lead on the duress now. He might have drawn an aura, and he did. So now I'm going to take the Cartouche. And he scoops. We're 4-0. 4-0. Okay. Right. Welcome back for rounds number 5. This is the trophy match. Can we do it? We're going to be on the draw. We have two red lands and two... Can't keep this. Okay, we're off to a mulligan. This hand is a keep, though. So we have 3 lands, Fatal Push, 2 Blood Tithes, and a Graveyard Trespass. This is going to be an easy... Blood Tithe Harvester to the bottom. Yeah, opponent opens the Blackleaf Cliffs. Is this a mirror match? I think it could be. Hive. I'll open on Hive. I can play the Seer Step Pathway this turn if I want to play the Blood Tithe. I think I got that name correct. Yeah, it is Seer Step. So let's see what they do. Swamp into Misery Shadow. Okay. Mirror match. Here we go. So I'll Fatal Push the Misery Shadow. Then I'll play Seer Step Pathway. Blood Tithe Harvester. So this could get stomped, but it would be off curve. He probably wants to actually play his own Fable here. Right on cue. And then I'm going to attack. He probably won't block because he wants to get the treasure. But I have this handy dandy Graveyard Trespasser that can block. So it will cost him advantage to get rid of. So I think we're at a disadvantage still. Because we've got 3 lands in hand. He's got the Fable. If he plays a Shieldred here, we're in big trouble, to be honest. So maybe there's an argument for keeping Fatal Push, but I don't know. You tell me. My experience is you want to limit the amount of damage you're taking in the mirror match, because sometimes they do play Shieldred and you don't have an answer, but if you have 20 life, you can just draw cards and find an answer. But if you're at 8 life and they play a Shieldred and you don't have an answer, you can't draw cards to find an answer. So okay, he's going to stomp the Blood Tithe. Will he attack? If he does, I don't know what he could have. Land. He could attack and then play a Liliana. He had Misery's Shadow. Shows the Yasuoka did main deck Liliana. Plays a main deck Reckoner Bankbuster. Okay, and then he attacks with the Shaman Attack. Okay, well now he's going to Fatal Push. Probably going to ditch his both cards in hand, I suppose. So that's an interesting play, but kind of makes sense. But he's going to ditch a Fable. Wow. Okay. I find Duress. Duress is frankly abysmal here. So let's go ahead and ditch the Duress. Find a Blackleaf Cliffs. That's not going to help. I'm going to play. I'm going to play the Castle Lockline. I'm going to need to start drawing cards with it, so. Even though I've got 3 cards in hand, I think the best card I can draw is probably a Fable. I do main deck 2 Abrades, so drawing one of those would have been very nice. Of course, you know, main decking Duress, you lose points in the mirror. It's good against everyone except the mirror, as I said before. Plays the Bone Crusher. Ooh, is he going to... Well, no, because he can attack with the Goblin and then draw a card with Bankbuster. But he might choose to crew in an aggressive play here. If he chose to crew, I could have Fatal Push. No, but he's going to snuff out so I don't have the push. So he has main deck Bankbuster and he has main deck Misery's Shadow. That's actually fairly unusual. Maybe there's one of each. Okay, so I go to 13. Plays a land. Right. Let's see what I get. Thoughtseize. Dreadful. I think this game's done for. Right. Not off to a good start. Game number 2. So we're going to need to get these Duresses out the deck. And I'm not sure about Hearst, I have to say. Not sure. We're going to need Reckoner Bankbuster, and we're going to need these 2 Colligan's Commands. There isn't really anything else I like to bring in. I like to keep Thoughtseize in post board. There's been a fair bit of debate about it, but I think you need it because you really want to be Thoughtseizing their Fatal Pushes turn 1. It really helps you poke a hole in their game plan. That said, I think you want exactly 1 Thoughtseize. And a plan I was going for a while was I was playing 3 Thoughtseize post boards. I'm going to leave in the Hearst, I think. Hearst can exile Croxer. It can be a big threat. So what have I done? I've ditched 2 Duresses. Why do I have 6? Oh, still here. Long leaves. All right. On the play, that's a keeper. So I have answers to everything he plays early with this hand. So I'm going to lead on Den. I could draw Hive, and if I do, I'd want to play it. Let's see what they do. Some players, I should say, some players actually cut Bone Crushers. I'm still not sure if I like that strategy yet, but the idea is that so Bone Crusher Giant is a 2-for-1 when you have Blood-Tithe Harvesters, but it's not really if you don't have them. So plays Bankbuster, okay. Mountain, perfect draw. Okay, so now I'm going to Thoughtseize him and Abrade him. Thoughtseize, Colligan's Command, and Shieldred. Alright. I'm going to take the Colligan's Command. If I take the Shieldred, he can just recur it. So let's shatter that. Get in for 3. Hopefully we find a removal spell for this Shieldred before it comes down. If we don't, I will be able to -4 it with the Blood Tithes. And then I can stomp it. So should be fine. Okay, he's going to stomp. So that's the card he found. So he played Haunted Ridge. He still has Swamp and Blood Crypt. Does he have Swamp and... What's that? No, he has Swamp and Blood Crypt. I found a Fable. Very interesting. I mean, the reality is, if he slams Shieldred, I need to be able to kill it, and I can do that if I play the Blood Tithe. So I'm going to play the Blood Tithe. So that's what he does. Hopefully he slams Shieldred. Does slam Shieldred, okay. So then sacrifice, -4, stomp it. I haven't used the blood tokens yet. I'm stuck on 3 lands, and obviously that's hardly ideal. But I have good cards. So I'm not sure I want to use them just yet. He plays Bone Crusher. I wasn't sure if he would actually try to channel Takanuma. I don't know who plays Blackleaf. Okay. So then, do I know every card in hand? No, he's played the Swamp now. Again, I'm not going to use the blood token. Found a land. So now I can go Castle. I can play Reckoner Bankbuster and then draw a card with it. And hold up Stomp. I'm going to do that. So the next turn, if I can find a 5th land, then I can play Bone Crusher and hold up the activation mode. So plays Liliana, okay. So he's probably going to tick up. Does. I think I'll go ahead and draw a card now. Found a Fatal Push. Now, Fatal Push is going to be really important, so I don't think I can ditch that. Oh, so difficult. So, I don't like the idea of ditching Bone Crusher, but that might be the play. I have my Bone Crusher in exile that I can crew Bankbuster with. So, and I think Fable is too important. So because it's a 2-for-1. So I'm going to ditch this Bone Crusher. See, he's ditching a land. Normally, I don't think Liliana's that good post board, if I'm being honest, because this Bankbuster is very threatening against it. But he's tapping out, so maybe he found a Fatal Push. A Braid. Well, Braid's quite good because now I can kill the Bone Crusher with a Braid. Hold up the Bankbuster activation. As one unknown, is that going to be Fatal Push? I could just play the Fable. If I played Fable, I would hold up Blood Token, hold up Fatal Push. If he made me sacrifice a creature, I could then Fatal Push the Bone Crusher if I wanted to. Decisions. Also, it might base him out with that with his own Fatal Push. So, I really don't want to run Bankbuster into a Fatal Push. I really don't, and I really do want to get this Fable onto the table. So, let's just play the Fable. He's got something. Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't. Okay. So now, of course, if he attacks, I can take 4, go to 8, and then I actually have 6 on the swing back against this Liliana. He's going to make me sacrifice a creature. Alright, well, I will sacrifice the Shaman. I don't know if I can take that. I can Fatal Push it. If he plays Shieldred, I'm in trouble, though. But I did clear out 1. We know he's got Takenuma. He's got 2 unknowns. I feel like if he had Shieldred, he would have slammed that last turn. So, let's see what his last... Okay, Graveyard Trespasser, okay. So, a Braid can take that out. Still got the 1 unknown card. Draw. Finds Fable. Trigger Fable. I can activate, I reckon, a Bank Buster here. Liliana's on 2 loyalty. I think I will activate Bank Buster. And then I'm going to ditch the land. Finds Thoughtseize. I'm just going to run this out on the Trespasser now. It's going to make me discard a card, and of course I'll have to ditch a card to Liliana, but that's okay. Maybe there was an argument to not activating Bank Buster actually. So obviously if I didn't ditch the land, I would have been able to play a land here. I wouldn't just lose. Maybe that turn wasn't correct. Maybe I should have kept the land and not activated Bank Buster. Oh well. Yeah. I guess I was hoping to find something better, but I guess that heuristic doesn't apply in that situation. So yeah. He is still incentivized to keep discarding though. So he'll lose a card as well, but I mean he's probably going to lose a land for a Fable, so it's hardly an ideal trade for me. Okay, it ticks up Liliana. He does discard that Fatal Push, so he still has Takenuma and 1 other card. And the other card could be Fatal Push, to be honest. Fable flips down the Blackleaf Cliffs. I wouldn't be surprised if the other card is Fatal Push. I really wouldn't. So now I can play Blackleaf. He can Takenuma at the end of turn, get back Shieldred. So I'm going to need to draw cards at some stage. I'm on 9. That's so difficult. Thing is, if he can go push and he can go Takenuma. So costs 1 less for each legendary creature. That's a legendary planeswalker. Gosh, it's so difficult. Do I try to go for the jugular? Or do I... So he's... If he plays Shieldred, I'm in trouble. So he goes discard Takenuma, get back Shieldred. His turn, he can play Shieldred. And then I have to draw in response, to which he can then tick up. So that's very bad, to be honest. Okay, I'm gonna play the Bone Crusher because if this is Power Word Kill, he can't Power Word Kill and Takenuma in the same turn. So that's my thinking. He's spent 1 push. Power Word Kill is better than push, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ditched push to keep a Power Word Kill. It's tapping mana, a Braid. Okay, similar kind of logic there. And you know what? That would have got a Braided anyway. Although I guess I could have drawn another card. Anyway. I have no cards in hand now, so I guess he's going to tick down though. Going to tick down. But we stopped him from activating that, channeling that Takenuma. Oh, Dreadbort. Tick down. Still got the Takenuma in hand. So now we're going to activate Den this turn probably. So I don't know if I want to castle. Although I'm going to need to find out. So no, we're gonna activate Den. We're going to activate Den. So let's do this. It's going to attack you. That's going to attack Lily. And then I'm going to play the land because we're going to draw with Castle Lockwayne on upkeep. He still hasn't had an opportunity to channel that to Takenuma. So he's going to have to do that in my end step. Plays Blood Crypt. So so now all he has left is Takenuma. He's going to have to channel it. So let's draw. Fatal Push, perfect. Okay, finds the land. So now he's going to play Shieldred. I'm going to ditch the Haunted Ridge, and then I'm going to Revolt kill it. So let's attack with the Goblin token. I can also do that. I can trigger Revolt without actually losing life as well. So okay, here it is. Add Shieldred to hand, as expected. Casts Shieldred the Apocalypse. I'll trigger Revolt. Let that resolve. Let's kill the Shieldred. Graveyard Trespasser. Run this out. Graveyard Glutton, actually, because it's currently nighttime. So let's exile 2 creatures from his graveyard. Attack with the Goblin token. And then I'm actually just going to run out the Bone Crusher. I think we just want to unload as much damage as possible now. Not to mention that this next turn I can activate Den, I can activate Castle. So we just really want to use all our mana now. Opponent has 2 cards remaining. Power Word Kill. Okay. It's going to kill the Bone Crusher. Still has to deal with this Graveyard Trespasser. And he scoops. Okay. Game number 3. I kind of liked the way I boarded. I'm not too sure. So I'm going to be on the draw. I think Thoughtseize actually gets even better on the draw. So I'm going to cut this hearse. We're bringing that 4th Thoughtseize. Okay, let's do this. All the marbles. Here we go. Game number 3 of round 5. And we begin the game with no red mana. Do have I reckon, a Bank Buster. Oh man, I don't know if we can keep this. What if he Thoughtseizes and then we never see red mana? We can't keep this. What did the opponent keep? The opponent kept. Of course he did. Right, mulligan. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. This hand is exceptional if we find another land, though. I don't think we win by going to 5, so I think we have to play to get lucky. And to do that, we're going to keep this hand. And we're going to ditch I'm going to ditch... No, we're going to need stomps, because if we get stuck on 2... So... I'm going to ditch the Fable. Okay. This is the time to pray to the mana gods. Can we find land number 2? Please! Okay. We didn't find it. We have one more turn to find it. Can we do it? Is that going to be a Misery's Shadow? Maybe it's going to be a Bank Buster. Yeah, there we go. Okay, come on. Land number 2. Come on. Come on, deck. Come on. Come on. Yes! Oh, but it's tapped. No. Okay. We're going to play a tapped land. If we can find a third land, we're actually in reasonable shape because we're going to be able to shatter the Bank Buster. And then if he plays like a 2-drop creature here, we'll get a nice little 2-for-1. Okay, lands number 3. Can we do it? Can we do it? Land number 3. Come on. Come on, deck. Come on. Please. Oh, I should better turn off auto yields. He's thinking about crewing. Well, he's doing it anyway. To be fair, I would have done that anyway. Alright, really need this land. This land will actually put the game in our favour, I think. Yes! Come on, deck! Yes! You can tell how excited I am. So, let's see if I did that right. So, oh, my hands are shaking. God, what a draw. Okay. Destroy the artifact, destroy the creature. That undoes the mulligan. Let's see what they do. Now, of course, if they slam a Shieldred, we're still in very big trouble. So, oh no. Untapped Haunted Ridge. He's tapping 4. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Misery's Shadow. We're okay. We're okay. We drew our own Shieldred. So now... I think we want to play Bloodtithe Harvester. And I think we need to sacrifice this blood. And I think we're going to have to ditch something that's really good to do that. I could have also just ran out a Bone Crusher thinking about it, but maybe that would have been a better play. Look, we're on the ropes. We're not getting use out of 2 Bank Busters, I don't think. So let's ditch one of those. Let's find another land. It does stomp. So playing Bone Crusher would have worked out better there, I think. But then he might have had a Power Word kill or an Abrade. So we need to find the lands. So still unusual to have Misery's Shadow post board. Normally you would take those out. It's only really good here because we're on the ropes. Okay, well, he's going to tap everything. So we need to find lands number 4, and then I can stomp Misery's Shadow and play Bloodtithe Harvester. Didn't find it. Oh man. This game is rough. So now... even just a Fatal Push would have been so good there. So now we can stomp Misery's Shadow. I'll take 6, go to 6. I can play Bloodtithe. Ditch one of the Bone Crushers. Find a 4th land. If he stomps it, I'd be in trouble. He can animate Mutavault. I would take 7. He tapped out with it. Might be the play though. I can block this Bone Crusher if he can't remove it. So let's do this. Let's ditch. Oh man, it's going to be the Bankbuster again, to be honest. Roxa, okay. It's not what we wanted. Come on. Please just have 3 lands in hand. Please. He's tapping mana. Colligan's Command. No! Not Colligan's Command. So what did he return to his hand? So chat history actually says Dasker returns Dasker to its owner's hand with ganks you. Oh, that's an error, isn't it? Okay, now I find the land. Oh my gosh. I think it's all over now though. So stomp, stomp, dead. I can play Shieldred, and then I die to an all-out attack. I'm just thoroughly dead. Thoroughly dead. All I can do is hope that he doesn't attack with everything. That's all I can do. Animates Mutavault. Well, no marbles for us. 4-1. Okay, still a good result. Is Rakdos still the best deck in Pioneer? Look, I think so. We made quick work of auras. We made quick work of Greasefang. You know, we just have the highest card policy. All you have to do is just adjust your deck for the expected metagame. All right. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. This is a new channel. Your support really matters to me.